Great, thank you. Do you hear me? It's okay.
Yes, we can hear you, but we could not see you.
It's not a very good connection, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I will better show our system, our presentation, and videos.
Okay. Then
Can you also grant me permission to make a recording, or you will have a recording?
we have the recording. We are doing the recording.
So you will provide it as well, right?
Yes, we'll do.
Okay, thank you very much. So please provide me.
We can start.
That's great. Here are we going to start very soon a big project named Islamic coin. We consider it as the very first really halal cryptocurrency, which corresponds to the basic principle of Islamic finance. So here you see the screen, the landing page, the metrics, and here we got clocks, which are showing the time and day when the crowdfunding of this project will start. It's gonna start on the 17th of October, on the very beginning in the early morning in Dubai. So there is really a problem with many cryptocurrencies. Many people from Islamic world think that they are not really halal, they are haram, and there is a big element of garar, that uncertainty about the future of the crypto, because it is mainly doesn't have any fundamental features, but on the contrary, it does have only speculative expectations. In contrast to that, we are going to build the real ecosystem based on Islamic finance principles, and this ecosystem will have fundamental value, and its coin, named Islamic coin, will have fundamental value there, with the use of which one can pay for goods and services in the halal marketplace. One can get commissions and fees from the use of blockchain from all its transactions and from the maintenance of the network. One can stake it in HODL, and one can invest it in new ICOs. As you all know, there is a term ICO in the crypto sphere, then IDO, then IEO, etc. in 3 letters. It became actually a shamey bad word. We are going to make Islamic coin offering, new kind of ICO. So let me show some small clip. Also join our website hack.io, join Telegram channel, and you will get all the news from there. So do you see the clip? Sorry.
Islam is the world's second largest religion, with almost 2 billion followers, a quarter of the world's population. Muslims make up a majority of the population in 47 countries. Islam teaches that God is merciful, all-powerful, and unique. Islamic law, or Sharia law, is a religious law forming part of the Islamic tradition. It guides many of the aspects of the followers of Islam's lives, including financial interactions. One of the core principles of Islamic financial law is the prohibition of paying or charging interest. However, if we look closely at modern legal tender, or fiat money, we will notice that they are being issued by central banks and lent out to commercial banks with interest, at a rate determined by the central banks themselves. Fiduciary money is designed to be easily manipulated by central banks and governments by the means of controlling supply via control of the interest rate. So, by design, today's fiduciary money is not fully compliant with Sharia. However, new technologies such as the blockchain enable new value exchange systems that are decentralized, fair, and immutable. We proudly present to the world Islamic coin. What is Islamic coin? Islamic coin is the halal crypto asset designed to create value for the Islamic community worldwide. It is built on the dedicated Islamic blockchain called Haq, Arab for truth, chain, and carefully follows the Islamic view on finance. Islamic coin cannot be arbitrarily printed and thus devalued. It also can't be arbitrarily deflated through a rise of the central bank's interest rate. Its price is determined solely by the market and thus always fair. Islamic coin may only be minted or issued by those who contribute work and investment as validators of the network at a predetermined announced rate. Unlike fiduciary money, Islamic coin is not operated by the banks whose main business is to earn money by charging interest. Charging interest is what leads to riba and is therefore forbidden. Each time a new Islamic coin is printed, 10% of the issued amount is deposited into a special evergreen fund for further investment into Islamic projects or given to Islamic charities. This is the first introduction of a coin bringing direct economic value to a community. The Evergreen Fund is a non-profit foundation focused on the long-term and sustainability, which effectively works as a crypto endowment. Key decisions are made by the consensus of validators on the Haq blockchain. Our mission is to empower the international community of the followers of Islam with a financial and technological tool that allows for independent financial interaction while supporting technological evolution and philanthropy. An ideologically backed crypto asset is the next big thing. Islamic coin potential is far greater than those of existing crypto assets because of the power of community. Ecosystem's growth will be fueled by strategic investments from the Evergreen Fund. Given the community potential, we project 3 scenarios of fund growth by 4 years. Due to growth potential, Evergreen Fund is set to become one of the most notable and influential endowment funds in the world. Islamic coin presents a unique and historical opportunity for United Arab Emirates to become the birthplace of a new global Muslim financial system. Islamic coin benefits for the UAE, puts the UAE on the world map as a center for crypto technology and innovation on a par with Switzerland, Singapore, and China. Will generate a large amount of money for the Evergreen Fund, which is set to become one of the world's most important endowments. Along with Hopchain, it will start attracting international talent to the UAE immediately after launch, promoting the startup and tech scene of the country.
So that's it. Let's talk about presentation a bit in a greater detail. So it's okay. Do you see it? Huh? Do you see the slides? It's okay.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
we do.
So we all know that there is a problem with riba in traditional banking system, which is an interest which traditional banks from the fiat world they charge on credits. So credits is haram, actually phenomenon, and the principle of Islamic finance, they tell us that one of the best measures of money, of good halal money, is gold or silver. But as you know, gold and silver, they cannot be used in money as money is real money because they are not divisible, they are hard to be transported, etc. And also it is very stochastic, so to say, asset, not a stable coin. So we're gonna introduce a coin which will be on the basis of our blockchain. It will be done not like it will not be minted like Bitcoin or Ethereum or other proof of work currencies, but rather it will be it will use POS consensus. So does it sound familiar to you? POS, proof of stake. You know this. So the owners of the witnesses which will support the blockchain system, they will get commissions, they will get fees from all the operation from smart contracts on the blockchain, and they can stake it and get more value. Also, it will be used as a means of payment. We are going to start with United Arab Emirates. We've got big investors from there, and in the mid of October we will present this project to them. There is a big blockchain show in United Arab Emirates in Dubai named Gulf Blockchain Week, and we're gonna present it there and to start crowdfunding campaign. So we all know that fiat currencies are not supported by any fundamental values. A long time ago, some time ago, then the main currencies, United States dollar, it was some time ago, it was supported by the real gold. But from the time of Bretton Woods Agreement, United States dollar just became a fiat cutted paper, which can be printed anytime in arbitrary amounts. In this respect, it is controlled by the Fed, which is a limited group of private banks who really control the whole emission of United States dollar. They can print any amount of this useless cutted fiat paper without any fundamental principles. This is actually why Mr. Kennedy was murdered, because he wished to break the Bretton Woods system and make United States dollar great again. In order it would be funded and asset backed by the real gold. In fact, this is not. That is why we have absolutely uncontrolled money printing worldwide and hyperinflation. We are in the period of hyperinflation now. You see all the assets are growing to the moon, to the Mars, etc., and no one can stop it because the United States became too big to fail. If they stop printing money, if they stop their soft monetary policy, then the whole world will collapse. So they're in so-called, what is called in macroeconomics, it is called liquidity trap. You cannot stop printing more money because it will be a huge collapse. So cryptocurrencies and the tokens are becoming some kind of assets which are really asset backed by something. Our currency will not be like Bitcoin. It will be not such toxic. It will not consume a huge amount of energy because it will be. It is based on proof of stake consensus. The more coins, the more stake of coins you have, the more blocks you produce, the more commission fees you get. Also, within the ecosystem, there will be such a phenomenon as evergreen fund. This is going to be one of the largest endowment funds in the Islamic world. It will get 10% of all new printed currencies. And the volume of our emission will be determined, like in Bitcoin, it will be 1 billion coins. Once in 2 years, there will be halving of this emission. So we know the emission beforehand, unlike with dollar, and we know that it will be scarce with some time. And 10% will be granted to this evergreen fund, from which we will finance new projects, we will finance new applications, new debts and projects on the top of our blockchain. So let us show some kind of organizational scheme. So in the ecosystem, there will be also Islamic browser, Islamic messenger. We have already a prototype. You can join a group. We will share it with you. We will also represent this messenger in Dubai because there is a very strong problem with messengers there. WhatsApp is actually prohibited. Telegram works also not very stable, and some guys from Dubai, from United Arab Emirates, they are interested in their own messenger. It will be crypto messenger working on a hack blockchain on the top of it. Actually, for sure, no data will be transferred on it, but it will be used for authorizations purposes. So it will be decentralized and unstoppable. And any developer which will join our ecosystem, it will be open. He can develop his dApps, his smart contracts, and as soon as people use them, as soon as transaction rise, he gets his commissions from the evergreen fund. So here we have the map of Islamic population worldwide. It's really very great. Over 1 billion internet users. On this slide, we've got some kind of our estimation. It's very rough estimation, but it shows which kind of market share in principle theoretically we can get. So if you make a rough estimation comparing with Bitcoin market capitalization, we have now 25 million active Bitcoin users. In fact, there are around hundreds of millions of registered Bitcoin wallets, but in fact, there are only 25 million active users who usually make some transactions. When we were creating this presentation, the capitalization was 600 billion. At the moment, it is around 1 trillion, actually, it's $900 billion. So rough estimation tells us as soon as there are 1 billion Muslim internet users, if we calculate per capita capitalization of 1 Bitcoin users, if we divide 600 billion to 25, we get 24,000 per user. If we provide our model to this estimation, if we calculate, if we take 3% of 1 billion of Muslim internet users and multiply it by 24,000, like with Bitcoin, we've got capitalization, this, then this, this, and this, if we get 20% of the market. Do you understand our rough model, our rough estimation, how we calculate it? I understand this is very rough, but this is some of the key indicators we can use. So Evergreen Foundation, according to this scenario, will be really very great, since this is 10% of capitalization size. So we have these figures here, and we got 10% in several years, so it will be really huge. In 4 years, it will be very great, because also all the projects will be financed from this, and they will bring more capitalization, new transactions to the ecosystem, and once again, they will pay fees, which go again to the Evergreen Fund. That is why actually it is Evergreen. Here we've got 3 scenarios depending on BTC price. If it stays the same, then fund in 4 years it will be this figure. If it will be 2 times higher, it will be this figure. And if we acquire 3% of internet users of Muslim internet, it will be this figure. Actually, we made some data research. We haven't found any of the cryptocurrencies which are offered to Islamic users, and there are not too many actually Islamic users in crypto. So we are dealing with principally new kind of audience. This is not like overhyped toxic crypto audience who are searching for many X's to get for speculations, but rather this will be more will be more fundamental audience which will hold this crypto for the long time in order sometime to pay for their education, for their children, for real estate, etc. Because we are going to make this coin as a real means of payment within the ecosystem. So what else? So let's talk briefly about tokenomics. Here is tokenomics on this slide. So this will be token name, token ticket. First time we are going to launch in a 12-day Ethereum ERC20 smart contract. It will be open and it will have audit, so everyone can understand the code is low, and they then can understand that it is fair. This will be simply the utility token, no voting right, liquidation, dividend, etc. After that, all collected funds and all the ERC20 tokens will be exchanged. There will be a swap to the core token at the mainnet. So there will be 30 million of tokens presented for sale, and they will be sold in 3 tiers, like it's written here, with price First 2 USD, then 10, then 18. And also we'll work with some brokers, with some exchangers, and we'll pay 10% of commission. All the tokens will not be opened to the market, so no one can sell them until the mainnet launch. Then the mainnet launches, and we exchange those tokens for the core token. So the framework we have chosen for this blockchain is Tendermint. Are you familiar with Tendermint blockchain?
Yes, but if you explain a little bit for our participants, I will be glad.
Yes, this is a very big POS framework. When it was invented several years ago, it claimed to be one of the Ethereum killers. You know, there are a lot of Ethereum killers, actually, like Tezos, like Polkadot, etc. Actually, no one yet succeeded, to be honest with you, and Ethereum is still the king of decentralized applications. But the problem with Ethereum that it is now proof of work consensus, and nowadays Vitalik Buterin is trying to move to pure POS consensus, because this consensus is much faster. At the moment, Ethereum is not applicable for highly loaded financial applications. That is why it cannot take mass adoption, because Ethereum can produce only 1,000 or so transactions per second, and POS blockchains on Tendermint, they can produce up to 100,000 transactions per second. So this is really crypto Visa on the blockchain, crypto MasterCard, so to say. Also, the problem with Ethereum is that in the times of new hype cycles, it is becoming more and more expensive. For example, when there is a first hype with NFT tokens several years ago, it was called CryptoKitties, and Ethereum blockchain just collapsed. It could not produce blocks, and transactions were taking several hours, and the commissions were really huge. So this is absolutely not applicable for the real world highly loaded financial applications, and we cannot, crypto community cannot make any competition with the traditional finance world that is claiming to be, because the transaction speed is low. On the contrary, POS consensus provides such an opportunity, and at the moment, Ethereum is claiming that tomorrow will come to POS, and this tomorrow is already continues for 3 years. Buterin claimed that in the mid of this year, it will be purely POS. As we see, it is not, and it will not be POS in the end of this year, next year, etc. What is good about Tendermint blockchain, that it's really a huge ecosystem, huge like Ethereum. And what is very interesting about it, that it includes such a functionality as Ethereum virtual machine. So we can take all the source codes of Ethereum, what we are doing actually, and this fork is called Ethermint, and we can make a bridge, a trusted bridge, to make a migration of most popular Ethereum dApps, decentralized application, to our blockchain, to Tendermint with Ethereum virtual machine in it. Actually, this is the way like Binance Smart Chain did. Do you use Binance and Binance Smart Chain?
Yeah.
So this is great. So they have taken all the source codes and made their own ecosystem, which is compatible with Ethereum. So you can use both Ethereum address in Binance Smart Chain and in Ethereum blockchain. This is the same thing we are going to represent to the community. We will provide APIs, and we will provide source codes for developers. We will provide financing from the funds collected and from Evergreen Fund, and we will make initiative for the developers of the dApps to migrate to our blockchain, because it will be much faster and much cheaper than traditional Ethereum blockchain. So this is the crucial feature which we're gonna offer. So it will be open to the huge Ethereum ecosystem, which does have money. So the maximum supply within the whole time of project existence will be 1 billion. Halving period will be 2 years. And the maximum reach date, you see that in several tens of years. And so as we know precisely what will the maximum supply, and as we have halving, so it will be a deflationary system. It's something between Ethereum and Bitcoin. And due to the fact we are going to bring lots of application to the ecosystem, we think that the token will have good flow. It will be burned, and more tokens will be used in order to pay fees for the application as gas. So it will be valuable token and the price will rise. So this is our hope for that. So the validator incentive, those who have validators within the ecosystem will have 90% of returns, and 10% of the returns will go to the Evergreen Fund. So actually, that's it. At the moment, what do we have in our ecosystem? We've got, we have already launched our own blockchain explorer with all the blocks and transactions there, several validators. Now it is the testnet, and now we are working on bringing Ethermint, Ethereum virtual machine to the ecosystem, and the first dApp we will compile is some kind of Uniswap. We will bring Uniswap to our Tendermint blockchain. Also, at the moment, we already have such a product as decentralized crypto exchange with NFT. It has a Turkish language. We can provide it also for tests. We have got NFT functionality, so we can mint NFTs very cheaply. We will also export NFTs from the Ethereum blockchain. So this is any crypto borsa, so to say. And we will bring all the assets from other blockchains here, including Ethereum blockchain, including our native assets, etc. Another very interesting product which we have now, I'll show you. Do you see the screen? This is called Crypto ATM. We will also introduce them in Dubai. We have this ATM. People can pay any services like Vodafone, like electricity, like bank payments, etc. And what is most important, they can exchange currencies, and the last but not the least, to exchange crypto for fiat. Yes, we can. It will be connected to our liquidity pools in the future. At the moment, it is connected to Binance liquidity pool, since it has the most liquidity among the exchanges, and one can buy crypto with fiat currencies via those kind of the machines. So then it will be also connected to the Hack blockchain. When it will be on the mainnet, we will work with liquidity and connect liquidity pools and liquidity providers, both from decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, PancakeSwap, TronSwap, etc., Binance Smart Chain, and also from centralized liquidity pools. So we will become a big liquidity broker of Binance. But it was what's most important, that one day we will have our own liquidity. As you know, today Binance is the biggest liquidity supplier, and many smaller exchanges they funding liquidity for their trading from Binance. But it's not a good thing. It is becoming too big, and once it will fail, then many exchanges will fail and the OTC market will fail. So we are hoping in a couple of years to have our own liquidity, such that we will not use it from Binance. So I think it will be a very interesting, great ecosystem. Also, via crypto ATMs, one can buy and sell NFTs as well. We've got some negotiations with boxing companies promoting martial arts, MMA, etc. in Dubai, and we will also provide their NFTs on the marketplace, which can be sold for crypto, for stable coins, also for Turkish lira, for dirhams, Arabian dirhams on our marketplace. We think that we will show the mainnet of our system in the end of this year. So one can trade crypto here, one can purchase cryptocurrency ATMs, buy and sell NFTs. And what is most important about NFTs, that the transaction fees in POS systems are very, very small. In order to mint an NFT in Ethereum, you need to spend minimum $50 just to mint it. Then you pay commission for any bid, for any deal, for any change of your NFT, etc. So there is a big barrier for small artists. This is not democratic system, Ethereum. This is rather plutocratic, oligarchic system, I would rather to say. But our system will be really, truly democratic for all. Like actually was written in the white paper of Satoshi Nakamoto, who wished crypto to be democratic, cheap system for all. That's our main point. So I would be pleased to answer any questions if there are any.
Thank you. Mr. Errol, may I ask some questions to Mr. Korolev?
Yep.
So welcome all. I want to ask you something, Mr. Korolev. So you know that it's called Islamic coin, but I don't understand how it is Islamic. So which part makes it Islamic?
It will be it will correspond to the principle of Islamic finance. So there will be not interest charge. It will correspond to the Islamic finance. Very soon we will publish our white paper and we will share it with you.
I see. But in that part, I want to ask something else. You know that proof of stake algorithm is actually an interest algorithm. If you had more stake in your wallet, so you had more right to write down your mining block, and then you get rewarded. So that means that if you are rich, you became richer. So it will like working an interest system. So it is, I guess, it is not suitable to call it as an Islamic finance. So what do you think about it?
I think we will make a fair distribution. There will be very many validators in our system. For example, in a big system, there are just several big validators. And in mining pools, there are 3 or 4 or 5 big players. Here, we will build our system architecture that anyone can become a validator. There will be thousands of validators, actually.
So also I want to ask one more thing, and I guess it is not a stable money. I guess it will be like a Bitcoin or Holocoin, that kind of money. And I guess there will be inflation, right?
Actually, inflation is limited by the limited supply, and also it is limited by halving, which will be in once in 2 years. So also it is limited by the fact that we will bring a lot of application from the Ethereum blockchain to our ecosystem. So people need to spend those coins, and some part of those coins will be burned. So this is how we will fight with inflation. Moreover, people have initiatives to stake those coins for a long time and not to sell them at the open market. In this respect, we will fight with a potential inflation within the ecosystem.
So I'm so sorry. I just want to ask one more thing for my curiosity. You know that we are talking about Evergreen, right? So it is very big organization. And why don't you think that to create your own system like Ethereum or Bitcoin blockchain system? So that will be much more suitable for you to produce your own idea on Islamic way, and that at that time you can actually prevent and protect yourself the other systems when the other systems actually destroyed or became unworkable. So you will be solid. So why didn't you focus on that part too?
Actually, we are building our system from scratch. This is not a fork of any system. This is based upon the source codes of Ethereum blockchain and Tendermint blockchain, but it is our own system with own sources. we will open the sources to the community. So it is not dependent upon any other blockchains.
Okay, then thank you so much.
Very interesting comment. Please join our Telegram group.
Of course, why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
we will be very pleased to discuss all the issues with you. Perhaps you'll be interested to become one of our advisors, etc. Because
Why
you're
not?
telling
Why
very good things. I love them.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
Me
very
too.
much.
My pleasure.
Okay. Any other questions from the participants?
You can join Telegram channel and we can continue our discussion there.
Okay. Okay.
Hack.io.
Okay. 2 days and October webinar panelist was Ojen Korolev, who is the partner of Genesis blockchain. We are thankful to him sharing his knowledge and his product, I would say, on the crypto, the currency, and we appreciate his participation. I'm very thankful also to Mr. Mustafa Takaoğlu, who is the director of Blockchain Academy at Aydın University. I will say thank you all and hope to see you in November. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Kosh
Thank you so
Savol.
much. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Алло.
Alo.